Today, we're going to take a look at a report from Hedge on Colorado, looking at sales over the past year for their adult use cannabis market to kind of see where sales and some trends and category shares with pricing, all of those changes over time and analyze that. So we're going to take a look at some data from Headset from January of 2021 to February of 2022 and talk about all of that data coming up.
It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, Capital Markets Analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast.
When we first look at Colorado sales, we're looking at, again, January of 2021 to February of 2022. And that's what those purple bars on the graph represent versus the orange line. That's the total monthly sales for each month. When we dive into this analysis, this graph, we can see that the market showing a relatively stable rebound in sales from the market fluctuations that were resulting from the pandemic. And those sales added up to about $152 million. They dipped slightly in February, which wasn't surprising considering that February is a shorter month. But in July of 2021, Colorado cannabis sales reached a peak of just under 168 million. The remainder of the year showed a slow, steady decline in month-over-month sales with just under 124 million in total cannabis sales. And that was with everybody else. Every other state saw declines from around March through even August of that year. Some of the reasoning that pundits were talking about was that people were going outside and they weren't hoarding it as much. I think that it had a lot to do with inflation and people having to really cut back on how much they were spending. Regardless, the numbers are there. People were really cutting back no matter what the reason was. Colorado's adult use cannabis sales specifically remained healthy through its nearly decade-long lifespan. And in 2021, the collective cannabis consumers in Colorado spent total of 1.8 billion on their favorite brands, strains, cannabis products. And despite the strength in the market, looking at a difference in combined sales, you can see a 14% drop in year-over-year sales. Flower still supreme in the market, despite a lot of advancements in different product innovation and brand loyalty. You can see the trends changing. So 42% of sales is what flower is garnering, although that's going to be it might stay around 42%, actually. There's going to be other products that kind of come to market, but it probably take market share away from other places. Concentrates maybe squeezed out with something else that hasn't even hit the market yet. Who knows? When we take a look at the individual category share, it's kind of interesting to see how it fluctuates and shifts over time. Flower categories commanded 47%. However, it dropped down to about 35% and is kind of fluctuating back and forth. Vape pens increasing in market share to about 6%, and edibles were almost 4%. Those will continue to change. I think concentrates, again, will probably decrease in favor of something else. Maybe it would be a better version of a tincture that people will take with them. The average item price has also been interesting to watch over time, as you saw people probably spending a lot in new emerging markets and then not so much. Even on 420, when people typically used to go out, they are not doing that anymore because the pandemic changed all of that. The pricing and discounts and everything to get people into the stores has eradicated that 420 sales spike. And a lot of people have validated that in a lot of different markets I've been to: California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada. Everybody is saying the same thing, that 420 isn't going to be the number one sales day anymore because they're just giving away the farm every day of the week. So 2 days out of the week, there's 30% off sales here. And if you weren't offering minimum 50% on 420, nobody cares. So looking at the average item price and how that's changed over time, you see factors that influence price competitiveness with more established categories. So you see optimizations in the supply chain, cost reductions across all cannabis products, increasing pressure to compete for best price points. And yet what it boils down to is loyalty points, rewards, and discounts. Without those, people aren't going to go in as much, or they'll switch. There's just too much competition. You can see people's favoritism or preferences change, where capsules dropped almost 13%, concentrates dropped 6%, tinctures dropped 6%, beverages dropped 5.5%. All of those categories, probably because of substitution. Again, when you have gas prices the highest they've ever been, rental prices for housing costs, everything, people are going to switch, and that's exactly what you're seeing. I think probably a lot of people that were going for concentrates probably going for flower. I don't know, maybe people who were going for capsules and tinctures, maybe unfortunately they're taking Tylenol or something. Beverages, maybe they're not doing that on a Friday anymore. They're really cutting back on all things. Instead of buying pre-rolls, maybe they're, heaven forbid, they roll their own. Regardless, though, things are expensive. I'm not making fun of that. But these consumer behavioral changes are an indicator that prices are there's a price pressure, and people are pivoting to less expensive things, or what's more important to them. We did see an increase in topicals, increased by 14%. So maybe some people are in some pain or whatever else. They're just consuming that sugar and inflammation, and now they need some topicals to even it out. But all in all, Colorado market is expanding. There is some new products. There will be more capitulation and an increase in competitiveness. There will be brands that get bought out, don't want to, but there's capitulation. So we're going to continue to examine that and monitor all of Headset's reports. Just gonna have to come back at the Talking Hedge and find out.
With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.